The man, the myth, the all time great, bringer of rain boxing talk here, folks. Coming at you with another boxing update here. Now, I saw this video the other day, and quite frankly, I'm not surprised at all. As you can see by the title of this video, it looks like Floyd Mayweather Jr. will be assisting Errol Spence in his preparations for the big Manny Pacquiao fight this summer. Now, I thought Floyd Mayweather might be too busy with his YouTuber antics, fighting guys, that have no boxing acumen whatsoever for money, for his own pocketbook. We all know Floyd Mayweather, that's his main focus. He doesn't really care about the integrity of the sport. Making it look like a clown show is no issue as long as he gets to line his pockets. And what else is new with Floyd? We know that's his attitude. That's how he operates. Fine, whatever. But I thought that maybe he was past the Manny Pacquiao stuff, thinking about Manny, but it looks like he's going to continue this kind of petty behavior and try to give Spence some pointers. I mean, he had an interview for his Logan Paul fight, and someone asked him about the Pacquiao fight, and he said, you know what, I'm going to call up Spence and give him some pointers. He went on to add that Spence is his people, and because Spence is his people, he needs to try to help him out. Now, we know that quite literally they do have some history, actually. Errol Spence famously sparred Floyd Mayweather years ago. I think it was I'm going to say it was the latter portion of his career. I forget which fight it was. It might have been for the Canelo fight. I'm not sure. But it was definitely fight like 45 and on from Floyd, when Errol Spence, before he became a world champion, was a budding prospect. I remember hearing tales of them sparring, and their sparring sessions actually being pretty intense. And of course, there was a huge rumor that boxing fans can remember that leaked that Spence dropped and buzzed Floyd in sparring, so much to the point to where they actually had to discontinue the sparring for the day because Floyd was so buzzed. And that's kind of lived on in legend ever since. I mean, I feel like that actually helped build the career of Errol right from the get-go, to have that story backing him up, added to his mystique of a murderous puncher. But the interesting fact is that, between Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, and Mikey Garcia, who is a lightweight, he hasn't really come close to stopping any of those guys. Granted, those are three pretty solid fighters, but even Mikey Garcia was moving up from the lightweight division, and while Spence did tag him many, many times, he didn't come close to stopping Mikey Garcia. So that's what gives me hope in the Pacquiao fight, that maybe Pacquiao will at least be able to go the full 12. But anyway, back to the main topic here. Floyd Mayweather Jr. he's just quite frankly being petty here. He wants to see Manny Pacquiao lose. I think that it burns at him a little bit that most boxing fans consider Pac-Man to be the greater fighter, that people are really praising Pac-Man as a courageous, champion with guts for taking on a challenge like Errol Spence, while Floyd Mayweather is fighting a YouTuber. I mean, does that spell greatness for you folks? YouTuber versus top pound for pound fighter. And I think that actually Floyd is pretty aware of what the public narrative is right now on both of these guys. Pacquiao is being respected while Floyd is being denigrated. I mean, I hope that this Logan Paul shit show fails epically. Although I just think that there's too many stupid kids out there that are fans of Logan Paul and are going to be brainwashed into buying this fight. But this whole Logan Paul thing is exactly the reason why Pacquiao is the greater fighter than Floyd all time. And I've made videos about that already, but I may go into it more specifically soon about why this Logan Paul fiasco is just confirmation that Pacquiao is the greater fighter. I'm talking about legacy here, folks. Anyway, Floyd Mayweather, he's probably going to be in training camp with Errol Spence. So get ready for more amazing quotes from TBE himself, the best beater of non-boxers in the world.